Hello, my creative friends! My name is Sonia, and this year I got accepted to two very famous animation institutes, Gobelins, l'école de l'image, and CalArts. Here starts my Gobelins application series. In this video I will tell you about my application story and about the massive changes happened to the program. I wish there was such a video when I applied, as I guess it would help me to save a lot of nerves. But, you know, I was a pioneer in this brand new Gobelins animation bachelor application. Right before I start, I want to put out a disclaimer. Please don't hate me for my English, it's not my mother tongue and I do all my best for your ears to not explode. First of all, what is Gobelins? It's an institute situated in Paris and it's mostly famous for its animation program. Gobelins started as a school for photographers, but when they opened their animation faculty, it became worldwide famous. So among Gobelins alumni, there are a lot of cool people like Nicolas Marlet. He worked as character designer at How to Train Your Dragon. Pierre Caffin, the director of Despicable Me. Also Bibo Bergeron, director of The Road to El Dorado. And Simon Otto, I don't know, sorry. The ex-head of character animation in DreamWorks. I first heard about Gobelins from one of my schoolmates, and when I saw their films at their YouTube channel, I realized that I really wanted to at least try to apply. I studied for 4 years in an animation high school, and we literally had a fan club of Gobelins. So maybe you know, Gobelins uploads their diploma films every year in autumn, so we waited for Thursday every week and we discussed the films, the artists, so it was fun. Every year Gobelins students make cool diploma films, which participate in lots of festivals, from Annecy to Oscar, and there were even films who won these competitions, like Octopodi. Then I stumbled upon Edward Kurchevsky video about the application to an old program, and I'll put the link down below. Even though the video tells about the old requirements, I think that there are lots of useful tips and advices for portfolio. And portfolio is still a very important thing in the application process. And later this year, I guess it was 2019, I had a chance to come to Paris and talk to Edward in person. The main problem was that I came a week after the open doors. The open doors are 2 days when you can come inside Gobelins and have a look at their classes, talk to people, and also ask for advice about your portfolio. But unfortunately, when I came to Gobelins, it was a week later, and I wasn't allowed to come in, as a person who was responsible for letting people in was somewhere not in Paris. So Edward and I met in a cafe where I asked a lot of dumb questions about the application, and Edward invited me to go to this cinema with his Gobelins friends. So I was very happy. And we went to How to Train Your Dragon 3. How to Train Your Dragon 3, where I found my forever love, Grimmel the Grizzly. So when I got to know everything I needed about the application process, I decided to take a gap year after my school to prepare for these terrible exams. To be accepted for an old program, a person had to go through very challenging exams. So the second one is an oral exam, which is pretty the same as it was this year, but the first one was really scary. The first exam used to be in-person exam, and an applicant had to draw perspective assignment, animation assignment, and storyboard with character design in 1 day. I started preparing for this exam mentally, because already in September I heard the first rumors about the massive changes coming. And I was really scared by the whole situation because I really wanted to apply, but there wasn't any information available. And the first exam was supposed to be in March. I started writing in panic to every current Gobelins student because I thought that they knew anything, but I heard only assumptions. So some people told me that the program will stay the same, but exams will change. Others told me that the program will change a lot, but exams will be like they were. But unfortunately, in October, almost in November, I got to know that all my fears came true. Gobelins has changed everything. Almost everything. No, literally everything. First of all, they changed the application process. They changed the program, and what's the worst thing out of it? The age. But it's incorrect, not the age of the applicable person. The year of school graduation a person had to have in order to apply to Gobelins. So it was like insane. Oh, Gobelins, Gobelins, what have you done? Gobelins, Gobelins, what have you done? The old program took 4 years, and after graduation a student got master's degree. Just imagine you came out of school, you're for example 18, 19, 20, and when you are 24 or like around this age, you get the master's degree. It was adorable. People up to 25 years old were eligible for application, and French was the only language which was used in the school. But after the changes happened, the program was split in 2 parts. And the first part, bachelor degree, which I was accepted to, now takes 3 years. Because of French educational system, Gobelins had to add 1 more year to the beginning of the program. And this year is completely new, so we don't know what it will be like, but it will teach fundamentals like perspective, color, volume, some basics maybe of character design, as I already know, the schedule, and no animation at all. Without animation, I applied to become an animator, and the first year I won't have any animation classes, but it's okay. Gobelins has a very unusual for me educational system. So they don't have a lot of classes or a lot of exams or sessions at the same time. Basically, they have modules. For example, they have a month of perspective. They make assignments in perspective, and after the module ends, they have an exam, and they are given some points and marks. And what about the second year? I was told that it would remain the same. So the second year is like the first year of an old program with fundamentals of animation, some 3D fundamentals, and some different cool assignments like human walk, animal walk, a lot of walks and a lot of cycles, and also some sequences like animated storyboards. And at the end of the year, students make a 3D film. I don't think we internationals should care about marks or points or something like that, as I haven't told it to you, but you as an international student, if you are outside of the Soviet Union, the United States, no, European Union, if you are outside of European Union, you are not eligible for any scholarship. And what's more, you have to pay 2 times more than a French student has to pay. Gobelins tries to put its students in conditions as close to the real animation industry as possible, and that's why it encourages the students to work together. In the third year, Gobelins students are making ethics projects. It's about an ethics in animation, so they're making a short sequence of animation where they try to put as many ethics as possible. And for the rest of the year, they're making a lot of short opening films for Annecy Festival, which is very famous, and some people call it the Cannes of animation. That's all for now about the bachelor program. I know something about the master's program if you want to apply there, and I also know people who can tell you about it, so if you have any questions, write them down below. With adding one more year to the beginning of the program, Gobelins solves the following problem. Now, only people of the current year of graduation and the people who graduated 1 year prior are eligible for application. And people who started in other universities and wanted to change it for Gobelins. And the people who graduated prior to these dates have to ask for permission to apply. All these people who are not the target audience of the application have to make their portfolios and letters of motivation and send them to the jury to ask if they are eligible for the first exam. I know that there were a lot of people who were not even allowed to participate in the competition. So basically, now an average accepted to Gobelins student is 2 or 3 years younger than it used to be in the previous program. A good news, now Gobelins accepts twice more students. 60 people will be accepted to 2 courses, one Anglophone and another one Francophone. They are completely the same, the only difference is in the language of teaching. People from these 2 courses are going to have to work together on different projects, and so I don't see the difference. Foreigners and French people are both eligible for application to this program. You don't have to pass any exams in French language proficiency to be accepted to Gobelins, as they don't ask for any certificates. I would strongly recommend you to learn French, as I think it is polite to speak the language of the country you are going to live, and so living in a French-speaking country would be very difficult without knowing the language. It took me about 6 months of learning French to start speaking, but I would strongly recommend you to begin as early as possible. But for French student visa, you have to have an English or French language certificate. So maybe it's only the case in Russia. This year had the highest amount of applicants ever. About 800 people applied and only 80 foreigners. Why? So I think that it's because the French website is very complicated to understand, and the official video about the changes of the program came out a little bit later than the French one. So about February. Some of you told me that Gobelins website was very hard to navigate and difficult to understand, and I can just show to you how I use Gobelins website. So as for me, I used the French website, as all the information came out here much earlier than on their English one. I guess if you are an English speaking person and if you watch this video, I'll show you the English version. But I would strongly recommend you to look into the English website and into the French website to compare the documents, as in my experience there were some differences. I'm taking my phone, so I'm a little bit lying to you, as it's not my phone, it's my mother's phone. I'm going to show you how to navigate in their English version of the website. Okay, so here is Google. Google, hello. So I tap Gobelins, and here we see the first website which came out to us is gobelinschool.com. So let's try. Website downloads, and voila, here is a little thing that I can tap, and I have to search for a word. So basically I search for CAF. CAF is a name of a program. So search. It's character animation and animated filmmaking. Please don't confuse it with the master degree. Now the master degree is called MCAF. Okay, so 2 results. The first one is animation preparatory year, and it's what we are going to tap on. Okay, here you see the animation preparatory year, but this preparatory year shares its exams with the Bachelor of Animation. So you see target audience, aptitudes, fees, presentation, films, so course contents. It's about the preparatory year, but when we are going to the downloads, we see the admission process, Bachelor of Arts and preparatory year. You tap here, tap there, tap here, where all the information about the application is written, about people eligible for the application, about the documents you have to provide, and so much more. I will put the link somewhere in my video, and if you have any questions, please again write them down below and I'll answer them. So when the admission opens, you can start your application. The opening date is the 8th of November, remember. First of all, you have to create your account on Yapareo, as I call it. So it's a French website for institutes where you have to fill out the form to register. When you register and have your own account, you can start to upload your documents. First of all, you need to upload your diploma obtained in your school. You have to be not younger than 18 years old, and you have to have the diploma of general education, general professional education, as I did, and general technical education. You have to submit your diploma with an apostille. Apostille is a certificate of authenticity of your diploma. I don't know if you can get one in your country, but I got mine in Russian educational department. So in case you don't have such a department given apostilles in your country, you can send your original diplomas to France, to French educational department, and they will check it and send back to you. But it usually takes from 2 to 5 months, so I would recommend you to start as soon as possible. Okay, so the second thing you are submitting as a document is your letter of motivation, where you write a little bit about yourself, about your hobbies, about your plans for the future and why you are applying to Gobelins. But please do not write too much. They have, for example, 800 applicants, and writing lots of essays is impossible. So 1 page is okay. With the letter of motivation, here comes CV or resume. A resume is just a short summary of your life, where you write about yourself, about your education. You have to write about all your schools you attended and about your projects and participation in festivals if you if you had ones, about the computer programs you know how to use, about your hobbies. So that's all about the information about yourself. Now you have to pay your application fee. It is 150 euro, and after that you make a PDF out of your payment and submit it. Later you will receive a letter with your candidate number, which you are going to use in creating your portfolio link. So you link to your Tumblr blog. Now, when you go to your candidate number, you can create your portfolio. When you submit a link to your portfolio, voila, you are an applicant. If you have any problems with your documents, the administration will let you know. So don't worry. Also, Gobelins has a very good student support. You can write them in any time and they are responding very fast. And they're very, very patient. Yes, I asked them a lot of questions in hope that the old program was still available. But unfortunately not. So now to the most awaited part of the whole video. It's about exams. The first exams deadline is the 5th of March. Until then, you have to submit your portfolio with all your artworks. You can start uploading your artworks from the very beginning. Don't be afraid that anyone will look at your portfolio. So it will be a private account and only those who have a link will have an access to your portfolio. And the only people who are going to watch it are the jury. I'm going to make another video about portfolio and show you my portfolio and give you some tips and tricks. You can subscribe to my channel to not to miss it. Yeah, the video about a portfolio will take too long to combine it with the video about the admission process, so it will be a separate one. But if you are not a target audience of the application, you have to ask for a permission to participate in exams. In this case, your application deadline is the 5th of February. So basically, I don't know if there will be any exceptions for the upcoming year. As you know, the last year was very unexpected and lots of people prepared for these exams, but at the end they were not able to apply. You submit your portfolio and your letter of motivation to the jury and ask for their response. So if they tell you that you can participate, your deadline is still the 5th of March. You can upload your artworks till then, and then after the 25th of March you will get to know whether you are admissible or not. So if the jury tells you that you cannot apply for the bachelor degree, you can still apply for master's degree. So in order to apply to a master's degree, you have to have a prior bachelor degree or to work at least 3 years in the industry. So one of my friends was rejected even though she was graduated in 2019, but instead she was proposed to go to the master's degree and she was accepted. Start your application as soon as possible, as nobody will review your portfolio till the 5th of March, so you can add and drop artworks you feel suitable for your portfolio at any time till the deadline. The first results come out the 25th of March, and you can see the results on Gobelins website, and there will be a lot of numbers. The good thing about the application is that there are no any points, so you do not understand whether you are good or not. You just have your candidate number and you see if there is your number, you are admissible. Please note that these results doesn't influence your final admission decision, as they only reflect whether the jury liked your work and wanted to talk to you or not. In my case, there were over 300 people who passed for the second exam, so the competition was still in a full play. Finally, the last exam is an oral exam where you have a small talk with the jury. About the oral exam, I will have a separate video, as it's a very important topic. That's a crucial part of your application. Only the points you get from this exam will influence if you are getting to bachelor degree, to preparatory year, or rejected. As a result, 56 people, including me, were accepted to the new bachelor degree. 30 people for the French program and 26 for the English one. Also, there were about 35 people accepted to preparatory year. This year, a lot of people from the preparatory course were accepted to the bachelor degree. And that's great because the last year, only 3 people managed to get in. So it means that the program evolved. You can apply for preparatory year to get to know your future mentors, to know about the exams, as I think that preparatory students got to know about their changes coming much prior than all the rest of us. Also, in preparatory year, you are going to draw assignments, very useful for your portfolio, like perspective, maybe some animation assignments. Maybe if you are right after school, you can not be afraid of being accepted to the prepa. So that's all for now. I ran out of my dry facts. Hope you didn't die of boredom while listening to me, and that you found something useful for your application. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to write them down below. I will try to answer all of them. So please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel to not to miss the next application videos. Thank you so much for watching and see you later. Bye!